All right, all right. We are live. We are live and direct. All right, folks. So let's get it. 3, 2, 1. Okay, another episode of the Things I Wish I Knew About Money. I'm your host, Camille Smith. And as you can see, I'm solo today. It's all good. Andre couldn't make it today, but it's all good. We're still going to have a great episode. So I got to big up myself just a little bit, Hold on. Let me shout out myself. Oh man, it never works when I want it to. Hold on. Oh, there we go. So today's episode is going to be an interesting one. And it starts off with like something I was ranting off on my own. And it just bothers me. But before I start with that, I'm going to say big up again to Black Moms Connection. Once again, I did another webinar. So it's cohort 3 that they're doing. I believe it's their second season and first episode. Second season episode 1. Yes. So I am so honored to be able to, continue to grow with them. I think since 2018, I've been doing most of their webinars. So it's actually really, really exciting that they always, come back, and it's always a blast. So big up to the Peel region folks that were there, the Peel region ladies that were representing and stuff. And I think what's gonna happen today is I have a little hissy fit that I have with certain companies. Seems that there's certain companies that just don't know how to be truthful to their people, to their clients, their customers, and it's just annoying. So that's gonna be part of what I'm talking about today. And also, if it's too good to be true, then most likely it is. in my stance. So things that happened to last week that passed was there were certain things that there's a certain bank, I'm not going to name any banks, that knew a balance for something, and they still had an outstanding bill. And it just left me confused because it was like, I don't understand. You provided the balance, and then the balance was given to you. And then all of a sudden you want to say, hey, there's outstanding balance. No, that's not how the world should work. But that's just me. And there's just some phone companies that are really, really bogus. But anyways, on that note, I will go to the topic of today. So the reason why I did this is because of my rant. Is I want to warn people about the type of get rich quick ideas, schemes, and I just want you for the ladies and gentlemen to just be aware of these things, because I think I remember, I want to say what, 2016, 2017, one of the things that were happening was Loom. Loom was basically what I would call a Ponzi scheme. And some people might disagree with me. That is okay. Some people might agree with me. But the moral of the story is someone ends up getting burned. And if it's not you that gets burned, then cool. But there is family members or friends that you add to this and they actually get burned in the end. So the Loom, if I remember correctly, was you get into this circle of people and you have to bring in 2 people with a certain amount of money, let's say $50. And then you put it into the pot, and then you have to make sure that you bring it 2 other people that will bring $50 in, and then you get to rise to the top. And those 2 people, that one person has to get another 2 people, or those 2 people that you brought in has to also bring in additional 2 people, and then you're able to go back to the top. And then once you get to the spot where it's just you at the top, you get to cash out and get the money. How many times have we heard this one before? So that, and you wonder like, oh, well, that makes sense. Like, how is it too good to be true? Because you continue have to bring people in order for you to actually get money. And if you leave your friends behind, they're going to get upset, right? They're going to get upset. So try not to, like, if you get into it and you made it out without getting burned, congratulations. But you got to be wary about who you actually bring in, because you don't want your friends or family to be burned at the end of the day. Like, sometimes nothing even happens at the end. And it's not, and I know some people might think like, oh, but this sounds like kind of like a partner, or what's the other island to say? Susu. It is slightly similar, but it isn't exactly. So you just want to be careful when it comes to bringing these ideas to your family and friends, because you don't want to, sometimes when you mix up money and friendships, it just doesn't go well. Okay. And then I also have a couple others, and these are like ones that people are very familiar with. And it's not that it's the government tricking you overall because of the percentage of who actually wins. And that is lottery tickets. Lottery tickets, yes, is one of them. Everyone knows Lotto 649, get your encore, and you're able to win $500,000 or $2 million and all that great stuff. But what is the percentage of you actually getting that? And there's actually a stats that says, well, let me find the stats, that there's only a percentage that actually wins, right? Not only a percentage that actually wins, but you have a better chance of getting struck by lightning than actually winning the lottery. So whoever has won the lottery, by all means, good for you. And it's the same with the scratch and win cards. I remember back in the day when high school, I used to, spend $2, $5 to get those scratch and wins. And look how many times, like, you don't win money. It's annoying. It's actually frustrating when you think about it, right? So that's just something that you want to consider. And at least if you do win the lottery, it's not like the States where they take half of it already. The way our taxes work with it is a little bit different. So I'm glad it's not like the States. I am absolutely glad about that. You basically, in the sense with the lottery tickets or the scratch and win cards, you have a better chance of just putting your money in a savings and getting more from that. And I know I have this in. Oh, I can't find it, but it's all good. Yes, there. A fun fact is that Canadians spend a lot of money on lottery tickets. Men spend $763 to $881 a year on tickets, while women spend on average $369. And at the same time, the chance of hitting the jackpot is actually 1 in 14 million. So if that's the case, I rather just put that into investing. As you know, I love to talk about investing, or into a savings. But the bank is not your friend. Once again, the bank is not your friend. Also, online gambling. Mm, mm, mm. So when it comes to certain addictions, online gambling is actually one of them that they talk about. When we used to be able to go into casinos, people would be spending on average, let me see, online gambling can cost, average cost of playing casino game ranges from $2.52 to $165 per hour, depending on the game and the stakes that you have. If anyone knows, well, if you haven't been to a casino, there are types of games that you could play. There's blackjack, there's roulette, there's the jackpot, slots, and everything. I remember literally losing $5 within seconds. So it all depends. Like, well, I'm sorry, I should have said, because online gambling and gambling is two different things. But when it comes to going to the casino, it's really addicting, because you just sit there, you're on the jackpot, and you just. And when it comes to online gambling, like Bet365, that's one of the websites that you can go, or I believe there's other sites like DraftKings, because that's something that they mention a lot. When it comes to those online gambling, I remember being addicted to online gambling and actually spent like with the online gambling websites, they match the money that you have. So let's say, oh, you put in $25, we will give you $25 as well. And I managed to lose a lot of money, and I was addicted to like just gambling anything from first it was NFL, because that's what I was watching before. And then it came to what was it? To tennis, to badminton. So that just shows you how addicting that could be. So why is that bad? Is because you're just not even mindful about what you're spending and things. So I nipped that in the butt when I noticed that there are vices like that take away my money. I'm just like, I'm done. I'm nipping this in the butt, right? So depending on how your mindset is or how disciplined you are, when it comes to having addictions like gambling and stuff, try to just get out while you can. Like it's not worth the agony of losing all that money, because I've actually seen people get into harsh situations from it affects you and your family and your relationships. Like it's really bad. So try to minimize that. All right. And then there's good old, let's see. Oh, so I'm pretty sure there's some folks that get text messages from your banks that you don't even bank with, saying like, hey, we noticed that you had an overpayment of this much dollars. Click on this link so we'll be able to send you back the money. Don't click any links you do not recognize, especially text messages. They are scams. They are scams. They are scams. So be careful with those, folks. I know a lot of people are getting scammed, like with Bitcoin. No, sorry, not Bitcoin. Let me take that back. With cryptocurrency, with certain businesses that got scammed, or the business just goes out of business like that, like quick. So you want to be mindful. You want to review certain companies that you're gonna do business with, especially if they don't have a proper website. I'm telling you, get the proper website. Look to see if they have a proper website, and you will be a-okay. How to avoid those things? Delete, 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 delete. And it even gets as bad as people calling you. During the pandemic, the amount of people that were calling was just drastic, and it was like outrageous. Like I just didn't understand what was going on. So you have to be mindful. And also, if you have like older family members, just mention to them about these text messages or these phone calls. Just tell them hang up, because they really prey on the elderly people, or the people that get really nervous. They're like, oh my gosh, I'll do anything. Yes. So really just be mindful, and just ever so often ask your mom, grandma, dad, grandpa, cousins, aunts, uncles, like, or even your children that have phones and stuff, like just double check what they're experiencing, like the text messages as well. There's another one that's similar. So you see how we all love free stuff on the internet, and I do too, right? You want to make sure that don't click on everything. You can't click on everything, especially the internet. These hackers are very high tech. They're very high tech. And I would also recommend anyone with a business, not even a business personally, find a proper virus protection, so you'll be able to stay protected, because the hackers don't play. The hackers don't play. They will get up all in your business. And try not to save passwords on your computer too. I know that's a hard one to not listen to, but just do it. You'll thank me later. Or try to change your password ever so often, so you wouldn't so they don't know what the ideal password is. And even if you speak to people, there's cyber attacks that are happening. If you even have friends that deal with cyber security software and all that stuff, they'll let you know that, yeah, you shouldn't even have a simple password like that. Like, what's wrong with you? Let's see, another one. And I guess it's similar, like clickbait ads. Just be mindful of how you get these things. I know we want to have affiliated marketing and all that good stuff, but you want to be mindful. Another thing is mystery shopping. Oh man, the amount of times I've wanted to do mystery shopping, and I never was able to find like a legit company. So if you want to do something similar to mystery shopping, I would say do focus groups. Focus groups are more safer, whether it's online, because as of late they have them online, or go in person. I used to do focus groups and they were really fun and things. So yeah, just be mindful. And let's see, online surveys. Those are, you have to go to legit online surveys because once again, cybersecurity, all these hackings, even the games we play on our phone, they actually have a tendency of having like codes. I think there was an article I read that these are the games that you don't want to play because it's kind of like a virus overall. So be mindful about those. And also, I want to talk about one that might hit a soft spot with some folks, but it is what it is. It's similar to the Ponzi scheme, but it's not a Ponzi scheme because if we all know what a Ponzi scheme, it's basically you're not benefiting from that, right? But I also want to just do a fair warning for multi-level marketing companies. And when I mean a fair warning, go into a business that you absolutely believe in. I I remember I used to go door to door selling knives. Granted, but trust those knives. I still have those knives till today, but because I didn't believe in it 100%, like I believe in personal finance, there is no way I was able to sell it to people. There's also other companies that are old school, people know from back in the day. Anyone that doesn't know these companies, I'm actually shocked. You want to be mindful about the companies. There are companies that do nutrition, financial services. There are, hello Brian, big up, big up. There are makeup, and I'm not knocking these, and also the knives. Just be mindful. If you don't truly believe in the company, don't do it. Oh my gosh, do not hate on Spring Masters. So, oops, I said I wasn't going to talk about companies. So there are companies that do lawn care as well. Because I was with that company for a long time, I wouldn't say they are multi-level marketing per se, but I did learn a lot. I actually learned a lot when it came to door-to-door sales. You learn how to be a shark in the sea or left like a penguin, if that makes sense. You in order for you to get the sales that you want, you have to be in that right mindset to crank and get those lawns done. And it even goes with other companies. Obviously, I know there's companies that are similar to what Andrea and I do, and I respect them because their main goal is to help people become financially literate, not illiterate. So as long as you're doing that and you're showing people the right path, I have no issues with those companies. I just didn't like the way they treated my company when I was trying to get in, because I was gonna try. I was gonna try. I just know there's a different way for me to reach the goal that I want to reach. And if that anyone remembers, it's being a certified financial planner. So there's certain ways that you can become that, and you don't have to go into companies that seem like market level marketing. And at the same time is if you trying to think, as long as you believe in what you're selling, I have no issue. And also, if you have the right mindset when it comes to these multi-level marketing, then you will have no issue with being in them. I don't want to bash anyone because I know there's people that have great stories with being in it, and they also have bad stories. And I hopefully one day I'm able to invite 2 or 3 individuals. Actually, no, I want to keep it balanced because I don't want it to be this company's whack, while the company's like, no, this is the greatest company in my whole wide world. I just basically would like to have a healthy discussion with how people think multi-level marketing is. Granted, I've been in some, and it wasn't for me at the time, right? So also respect what people are doing, their hustles and stuff, as long as they're doing it from the goodness of their heart, right? And then there's also another company that I was with, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can agree that this is not the greatest way to make an income. In my eyes, it just didn't sit well with me, and that's payday loans. Payday loans, they seek out for, they prey, to me, they prey on the unfortunate folks, and they try to give you, when the rabbit is looking at the carrot and is just swinging around, and you're like, hey, you want this carrot, you want this carrot. I feel like that's what payday loans do. And then once you grab that carrot and you take a bite out of it, it's the whole heap of interest that you're paying. Like, hands down, you're paying about 300% interest on it. So, and not only that, is it will get you into it's like a money trap, and it will get you in a debt cycle that you can't get out of. It's really, really hard to do. So I wouldn't recommend anyone doing it. It's like, 400% APR. So that's, it's just a hot mess when it comes to payday loans. They're really not out for your best interest. They're really trying to make a buck or $10 off your dollar, basically. So just be careful about those folks. And not only that, they actually mess up your credit, and you don't want that if you don't pay it. So how do we stay out of those situations? If you see in certain neighborhoods, they prey on those neighborhoods. You don't see them in the well-fortunate neighborhoods. So you just want to be mindful and also live within your means. There is going to be times when there's emergencies. That's why we have to start with planning and being able to have emergency fund for those times. All right. And then what else? Oh man, I wish Andre was on here. So dating scams. I wanted to say this one as a joke. There are many times. No. Let me rephrase that. So when I was younger, we'd always be on MSN, AOL, all those things. And you would meet people online, right? You would have like, I live in Brampton, and I'm just looking for someone to love, and they chat up to you. And then 2 twos, they ask you for money, like, oh, things are hard, I just don't know what to do. Can you spot me some money? You're like, sure, of course, I love you, of course. And what happens? You get scammed. You see how I talked about the hackers and stuff? It's just a different way that people are trying to scam you. It's like with money orders, e-transfer, Cash App, if you're in the States. It's getting outrageous. They're just being very creative with how they're going to take your money. So you want to be careful. Even friends that do it like randomly. Oh yes, there was a story, and I know some people know who I'm talking about, but of course I'm not gonna talk about them. So I got a message randomly on Facebook one time, a couple years ago. At first they called me like by video, like, and I was like, I don't do that. But I was like, hey, how's it going? Like, hey, things are so rough for me. I just need to, I don't have money until like Monday, and it's Wednesday, Thursday, right? Can you please send me $200? I got you. I'll give it back to you. I know this person asked many people to the point like where everyone's like, yo, did you get asked? Did you get asked? Did you get asked? So you want to be careful of these type of things because people, they're just creative. And I'm not saying this person that it wasn't that actual person because they were going through hard times, but just be wary about like the people that come to you like last minute saying, hey, I'm really stuck out, or hey, I got this great business opportunity and you haven't even talked in years. I only entertain it if I'm close to you and I trust your judgment. So like if I was to be in, let's say a different, if I was to be in a multi-level marketing company, you would because you follow me, that I would steer you the right way because I'm believing it and I also know like the information as well. So yeah. You silly. Yes, Brian. There's people that are scammers online and everything. Sorry guys, I'm reading the chat. So obviously if you're, please follow, listen, share and everything when it comes to here. Um mm, mm. Here's a tricky one. And I know some people may get annoyed again, but it is what it is. Timeshares. Timeshares are basically properties that are shared by several people, and you get a portion of the value, and then the upkeep costs for the privilege of staying here at least 1 to 3 weeks a year. But the maintenance fee is pretty high, and you actually can't. I mean, there is ways that you can do rental income in a slick way, depending on if you plan it accordingly. But it's like when you're on a vacation, that's when they come after you. You're like, oh my God, I'm having a great time. It's hot, it's beautiful here. And they're like, hey, do you want to have property in here? If you've gone back to our previous episode, you will see how you're able to get property living abroad, right? You don't even have to do that. You can get REITs and you'll be able to get best of the both worlds. It would be kind of similar like to a timeshare, but you'd be actually getting money and it's legit. So yeah, beware of timeshares. I know some folks was trusting in it back in the day and they're not as popular as before, but yeah, just be careful of that. Oh my God, fake prizes. Remember how I said get that call like, oh, you've won a prize, you've won a prize. All you have to do is give us your credit card and then you'll be able to. Because I loved traveling back in the day and I didn't know better, I almost got scammed with one of those. It was like a free cruise trip. You just had to pay for the airline and all that stuff. They obviously haven't been doing that as much as late. So they're really, really being slick. So just be aware of those. And you know what? Here's a funny one. I want to talk about overpayment scams, and that's like with your bank. Sometimes they will charge you for things that you're not aware about. Is it a scam? No, it's not. but you just want to be mindful about what is what's in your on your bank statements. So check your bank statements to make sure that you're not getting scammed. Check your credit card as well, because fraud is real. People are catching people's money, right? There's also, speaking of credit card, Andre and I wanted to talk about this. I personally don't believe in credit card repair companies. Why? Because why you, let's say, oh, give me $1,500 and I'm gonna help pay your credit card. I'm gonna help by getting rid of some of the activities that's on it by giving you this letter and all that good stuff. The same time you're paying $1,500 to have this person repair your credit card, or your credit score, actually, is the same time you could have paid a part of your credit card. I get it if you have tens and thousands, 10,000s of a balance with your credit card. I get it. You want to figure out the fast way to get rid of it, but it's not worth it, sis and bro. It's not worth it. If you just gradually learn the snowball debt effect, or the avalanche, is it avalanche? It is avalanche method, you'll be able to figure a way to get rid of your debt. And also, if you actually know the 5 ways to keep your credit score up to par, then you'll be okay. So come to Andre or I to get like a way to figure that out, because we can help you. You don't have to pay us big bucks to do it. We'd actually sit down with you and think of a plan as a debt repayment plan instead of a credit card repair plan. Because at the end of the day, if you don't change your mindset of how you use your credit card, you're going to be going back in that cycle of being in debt. So that's just one thing I wanted to address as well. But I also want to acknowledge the money-making things that are successful money-making ideas. I won't call it schemes because I feel like that's kind of low-key. Crowdfunding your business. That's one way that that's successful. Just give you a little synopsis. In order to start a new business, there's sometimes that you need a lot of money. You don't have to do it yourself. You can find, you'll need to either take out a business loan, but then you'll be paying interest and all that great stuff. Or you can have people, investors, you can have investors that will help fund your business. So that's a legitimate way to do that. There are Kickstarters and all that great stuff. This is gonna be funny. Brian, I know you're gonna laugh. Trading cryptocurrency. I am more into the stock market than cryptocurrency. However, there's certain companies that are MLMs as well. I'm just gonna say MLMs because it's just faster. I don't think you need to get join someone's group for you to trade cryptocurrencies. We already know there's plenty of apps that you can get into that you'll be able to start trading cryptocurrency. There's Coinbase, there's Binance, there's all these other ones. You just got to do your research. Don't be aware if you decide to go into a group that promotes cryptocurrency or stock markets and all that stuff. Just be aware, because at the end of the day, you could do it yourself. There are resources for you to learn how to trade. And that Forex. Oh, I'm not even talking about Forex. I don't dabble into that one. That's one day. Funny one, gambling. There are healthy ways to gamble. Obviously, if it becomes an addiction where you're not having self-control of your gambling habits, then you're gonna have to find a different way. Okay? It can be successful, but it is very addicting. Like I said previously, the things I did to gamble. Writing Amazon reviews. So this is a legitimate way to make money. This is also another way of like freelancing or affiliated marketing. Companies will pay you to give them a review. So you just have to find the perfect legitimate websites and links to get it hands down perfect and stuff. And also, reselling items on Craigslist or eBay or even what? Amazon, hello. That's a legitimate way of doing things. I think I mentioned in the webinar that was in earlier today that instead of buying stuff and you don't wear them, you can actually resell them online. That's a great way to do things, right? Or donate. If you don't want to sell, just donate. It still works. Selling your blood. I'm only laughing because I'm not gonna say it online. You can sell your blood if you're able to. But men and women can sell other things, not their body, I'm not talking about their body per se, but you can sell other things to get money. I'm not knocking the hustle. Just be careful when you do that stuff, people. Oh man. Of course, Brian's gonna be talking about crypto. Is there any crypto? Brian, actually, you're going to be on this soon, just to let you know. But is there any crypto that you would recommend? Just put it in the chat and people will be able to see it. Flipping real estate contracts. I don't know much about that, but that's definitely a topic that we would be able to talk about. So I'm definitely going to save this and discuss about this more. And once again, it said multi-level marketing, MLMs. There are ways that it could be legitimate. It's just you gotta be passionate about it and have the right mindset to do it. Especially if you're a great self-publishing your own books. Yes, that's another great way. That is another great way. Oh, here's one. Credit card chunning. You'd probably wonder like, what is this? So basically, there are individuals that will open up a new credit card just to get the sign-up bonus and rewards, and like the first 90 days. So once you charge enough on the card to get the rewards, typically you have to spend a certain amount within the first 90 days. Whether this practice can become risky, but if you're charging more than, especially if you're charging more than you can afford to pay back in the full month, I wouldn't recommend it. But I know people that have done this and it is a great idea, but you have to be careful because it also dings your credit card score as well. So be mindful about this. And also, that is it, folks. Okay, so at the end of the day, a lot of people are trying to learn ways to get money quick. And it's an endless discussion we will always have. But like I was reading in the book that I'm reading about Money Mastering the Game. Money Mastering the Game. Your life is a marathon. It's not a race. you got to take the time to learn certain things that will work and will get you better down the road. It's if you start trying to get these get rich money schemes, you probably get yourself in a rut that you don't want to get into. And that is the last thing I want to see my people, my community do, right? So I would just say, Andre and I mentioned income streams that you'd be able to get. So go back to that episode and take a look at the money streams that you'll be able to receive. Think about dividends. How are you able to do dividends? Even reselling items, that is a legitimate way, or even starting a side hustle or a business that will be able to be flourished, but you have to have a plan. You have to get your mindset right, because if it's not right, your money not get right either. So yeah, on that note, be careful of the things that seem too good to be true, because if it is, that means it is. If it seems too good to be true, that means it is. And just do research. Always review things before you jump to do it as well. Yeah. And also, I know y'all miss Andre. I miss him too. But you know what? He'll be back next week. So follow, like, subscribe, share it with a friend. We're still doing discounts. We're trying to do a giveaway. Sorry, not getaway. Well, I always try to get away, but that's a different story. We want to do a giveaway. We want to hit 1,000 views. So send this to your friends. Send them, all of them. And we're just going to keep educating you guys, right? You ladies and gentlemen. So like, subscribe, and just keep sharing with people. And even though Andre is not here, that doesn't mean I'm not going to represent. I'm always going to represent. All right, folks? So. Anyway, get off theme music. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax, money, literacy box. Flip, flax. Anyway, flip, flax, money, literacy box. Penis in our blood because you're working for your class. Flax, money, literacy box. Yeah, put up your knowledge for me. Flax, money, literacy box. Penis in our blood because you're working for your class. Flax, money, literacy box. Yeah. Jeez.